Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on Eat Sleep Brief. And this week we're going to be covering week number 2 of using the Continuum Bacter Clean M that I covered about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I want to say about 3 weeks ago before I obviously started it here on the main display. So if you guys know, we've been dealing with something, I don't know if it was algae, bacteria. Long story short, I had a friend really recommend it. He sells it. I think I paid about 32 or 35 bucks for this. And again, I put it in he put it in a Voss water bottle because he orders it by the 5-gallon container. So for you guys wondering if it comes like this, no, it does not. It was just added to a Voss water bottle. But anyways, it was purchased, and for you guys that are aware, the videos BRS has made on Vibrant. It's a very similar product. Who knows? Maybe it's the same thing inside, just relabeled. But anyways, it's in essence supposed to do the same thing. BRS did videos on that and it worked very well. So in also talking with Continuum, talking to my buddy, this is something that should have worked, and they were telling me it should take care of the issue we were having. I started dosing it 2 weeks ago, and I think before we jump to conclusions, let's look at a picture before. So that's before, and then after. So I think we can all agree that the tank is looking a lot better. I almost can't even believe it. After 2 weeks going from that to this, I would take this any day of the week. And again, we're only 2 weeks in. There's probably about another 1 to 2 weeks left to go with the program. They recommend anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks or until you pretty much have your issue solved. But I'm very happy to report, and as you guys are able to see, we've been making a lot of after the 2 weeks per the directions, you are to do a water change. We're going to be covering that today. We're going to be showing you guys exactly what you should be doing, or what I'm going to be doing based on their recommendation to do a water change after 2 weeks of dosing. But 2 things I have been doing to kind of help it out a little bit. One is been using the turkey baster to obviously take any dust or any settling food or poop or anything of that sort, or even dead algae, take it off, to alleviate it a little bit, and you're able to see the majority of it is just, right here's where, look at that, holy crap. I don't know if the camera could even pick it up. You see that? So yeah, this stuff for sure has made the algae or whatever it is a lot weaker. It's a little bit hard for the camera to catch the particles, but trust me, they're flying everywhere. Now, as you get deeper into the program of using this stuff, you're going to notice a lot more algae flying off, and as it should, it's going to be obviously releasing itself from the rock, thus going to your overflow and then going to your filter sock. That's another thing. I originally wasn't running a sock. As you guys know, I don't run a sock in the system, but I remember someone making a comment, you should probably run a sock at least for this period, just so you catch any of the stuff coming up, and so it doesn't start growing in your fuge, which I did. And yeah, probably every other day I had to be cleaning that stuff.
A few moments later.
This is I think the 3rd time I've had to change the sock this week. I'm noticing it's now filling up a lot quicker. It used to be every other day, and I just cleaned this thing yesterday, and look at it, it's already full of, obviously it's the same color of the stuff on the rock. So this is, yeah, let me feel it. Yep, it feels, oh yeah, look at it. You can see it kind of look at that. It looks like algae. Yeah, but in either case, all I really do, and again, why I love these socks, I think where did I get these from? Honestly, I forgot where I got these from. I think from Marine Depot sells these. Again, they're not your fabric style, or no, actually, you know what? I got this one from Advanced Acrylics when they gave me the sump. It came with one of them, but I'm pretty sure, I think if you type in nylon filter socks, you'll probably be able to find them. They're pretty inexpensive, and they're a lot easier to clean than the ones you have to throw in the washer. Nice and clean. Let's just throw it back. There we go. That's good as new. So one of the next things we do have to do is obviously perform the water change. That very simple, just mixing your salt. Again, I've preached this before. I'm a big believer of doing, a little bit more than your average 5%, at the very least 10%. So here you can see me mixing in one of the small brute cans. I'm going to be mixing some salt. Now in the past, I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually recently switched over to Tropic Marin salt. Guys, if you have not tried this salt, you're truly missing out. This is coming from someone that has tried almost every brand out in the market. This by far is the quickest mixing, the cleanest mixing, and just all in all, I could now see why so many people rave about it. The main reason I switched, I'm doing the Triton method, and the Triton method, you have to have a salt that mixes at a lower alkalinity, from 7 to 8. That's the main reason I switched. But after using this stuff, you can clearly see the difference from this to any other salt, at least I've used before. I set a timer for about 13 minutes. The timer actually went off a little bit ago, so it's probably been closer to 15 minutes. But you guys can see this water, crystal clear. Like I said, it's easily one of the quickest mixing salts I've ever used, but more importantly, one of the cleanest.
A few moments later.
The fun part is trying to start a siphon with one hand. Luckily, I really love these clips and highly recommend them if you're doing water changes on your own. So let's try and start the siphon here. So get some water in the tube, lift it, have it come down, and fail. So we're going to try again. No, it's not coming around the... Plan B worked. You guys saw Plan A kind of wasn't working, so had to get out this guy, and this obviously started the siphon real quick. So in doing the water change, keep it very simple. You can siphon out some of the algae from the rock itself. I'm going to show you guys how I loosen it as well with a brush. You can try and siphon out like that. Also, another thing, while I am doing the whole water change, I'm going to lower the water a little bit, so when I get my hand, it's a little bit easier. But you can see I'm also working on the sand bed. The reason I'm doing that, because a lot of buildup occurs on the sand bed. Again, I'm always a big believer of stirring up your sand bed. If you can, this is going to optimize the best upkept reef tank. It's going to allow for any excess nutrients to build up on the bottom to get released, so you really never have a huge nutrient spike if forever, whatever reason, you one day try to stir it up. Just using the turkey baster to loosen up as much of this stuff here on the top. You can see, I don't know if the camera's even picking that up, but it's look at that. Clearly there's a bunch of it flying everywhere. Oh shoot, right here it's real. Look at yeah, I don't know if the camera's going to see it. Yeah, the one down here you can see it's a lot looser than up there. I'm obviously not trying to blast the corals, just trying to get the rock. And here all I'm doing is trying to release it, anything I can really from the rock itself. So then when I start siphoning out most of the water, we're actually removing a lot of this stuff. Your trusty brush, I think I got this bad boy. Yeah, this HDX, which is Home Depot brand. I love this thing. It's probably hard to see from up here, but just very lightly. You don't need to scrub it too much because wow, this stuff is just coming right off. Do you see that? Yeah, it was never like that before. But what I was saying, you don't need to do too much of it because again, the Continuum product, as you guys have witnessed, still do a lot of it all on its own. So here I'm just trying to get, any of the loose stuff off. Oh, look at that rock. It's almost completely, other than the crevices that the brush can't get into, but yeah, I was not able to do this before. I remember when I would get the brush, it would just hold on really well. Look at that. So I think I'm pretty happy, actually very happy with that. We'll do a little bit here around the coral. Look at that, did you see that? It just flies right off. I'm really not even putting any pressure on the brush. I don't know if it's just me or is it really satisfying? Is it as satisfying to watch it as it is to do it? Let me know in the comments below, but oh god. Yeah, this rock is brand new. Look at that. Look at that. Watch, you see that little speck there? Watch, we're gonna barely, I'm not even putting pressure, I'm just allowing the brush to, look at that, gone. You saw that? I think that's about it. So I love that brush, you can just leave it floating there. So now I'm gonna start siphoning all that out, and then we'll get it going. At the same time, while I'm here, I wanna siphon out a little bit on the sand bed. Reason for that, obviously there's always nutrients that build up in the sand bed. So I wanna go ahead and remove that.
A few moments later.
Now we got the water finally coming back in. You can see, I gotta tell you guys, I really love these clamps because it's happened before where I don't use this comes out, and you can imagine what happens. But yeah, I also tried scraping the back. I noticed the back had some algae, but got that off. You can see, guys, the rock is literally night and day from what it was before. Obviously, I'm gonna wait for this to clear up once all the water's in there after about, I would say, an hour or so. And then I'll get you a shot there so you can really take a closer look. One of the things is we're gonna have to, if you guys can do the bubble scrubbing, you know, CJ is a big believer of it. Reef Dudes also, I've seen him do it. Pretty much, it's an air stone you put in the tank when you do a water change, or whenever you wanna do a heavy clean on the tank. It makes little tiny micro bubbles that come up, they grab the bacteria, bring it up, bring it to the overflow, thus being able to be captured by your mechanical filtration or your skimmer. In my scenario, I don't have that, so what I'm gonna do my best to stir everything up. On top of that, the Nero 5 right there and the Nero 5 right here are gonna run at 100% for a whole hour. That's gonna guarantee to hopefully keep everything suspended, bring it to the back of the overflow, where the sock we were cleaning earlier can probably catch it, and even the skimmer. If you're still on the fence wondering if this stuff works, look at it, it's everywhere. It's all suspended in the water column. The camera's a little bit having a hard time focusing on it, but look at, it's everywhere. So yeah, does this stuff work? I mean, I don't know. The results themselves should speak for themselves, right? So I'll let you guys decide. Start the power on. There we go. Next, log it to our Aqua Illumination app. Hit the 50 gallon. There we go. So pumps on. We're gonna do it for an hour. So they're gonna run at 100% speed for a total of 1 hour. Look at them, there they go. Look at that, that's what I call flow right there. Look at those, it's blowing everywhere. So what this is gonna do, it's gonna make sure that everything stays as suspended as it can for a full hour to allow for this filter sock on the bottom to catch it. And I'm probably gonna have to clean that filter sock within that hour, because that's a lot of junk that's flying everywhere. It's probably been about 2 hours after I just actually recently had to change the sock as promised on the bottom, because sure indeed all the stuff that was flowing everywhere, it caught it, which is a good thing. But you're able to see a lot of it did settle. The sand is even nice and white, and the rock, I mean, look at that, guys. It's a big difference from what it was originally when we first started this. And again, we're only 2 weeks into the program. There's still about another week and a half to 2 weeks left. So it's only gonna get a lot better. I don't know about you. I'd like to hear what you guys think. I mean, I personally, if you asked me, does this product work? I mean, it should speak for itself, no? Just look at that. It's, you guys, I can't even express how happy I am, you know, having this reef tank now. It was going through its things. I'm actually kind of happy it went through it, because again, when I get my bigger tank, it's going to really show me that when I do encounter this in the future, hey, there is something that works, and you know, it's not as bad as you may think. I remember a lot of people commenting saying, hey, why don't you just go the natural method, this and that. But in talking to my buddy that sells this stuff, he made a perfect point. He said, dude, like, Continuum didn't invent this bacteria. This bacteria exists naturally in the ocean. It's like, the reason you're encountering these issues is because you don't have that bacteria to properly target the bad algae and to keep it at bay. And I was like, it hit me like a light bulb. I'm like, dude, that makes total sense. So it's true. If you guys are worried about adding a product that's what you may call not natural, I mean, guys, this is in the ocean. This product here, again, it wasn't, you know, made in a lab. Yeah, it was bottled up, but This is already a natural product that's in the ocean, and it's, again, the only reason your tank is going through what it's going through is because it's obviously probably missing part of that, which obviously comes through maturity. But guys, I'd really love to hear your guys' comments down below. Let me know what you think about this product. More importantly, let me know what you think about the tank. Do you guys think it's a big change? I mean, personally, I'm blown away. I couldn't be any happier. I want to give you guys thank you for you guys that did watch to the very end. Let me know down in the comments below if you're one of those few that watched to the very end. Also, I'd love to hear your comments about what you think about this. What's your opinion? I'm gonna have a link to the product. If you guys do wish to purchase this product, I'm gonna have a link down in the description below. I thank each and every one of you very much for watching. As always, happy reefing.